Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jae Mommma podcast. I want to talk about my most recent obsession. I was reintroduced to now the most amazing baby accessory. Can I call it an accessory? The most must have of parenting, of motherhood. And that is cloth diapers. Oh my goodness. I am obsessed with cloth diapers. And I want to share with you all my love for cloth diapers, as well as the different types and just kind of what I've learned in this past month and a half, 2 months that I have been committed to cloth diapering. So if you are interested in learning more about cloth diapers and how you can begin your cloth diapering journey, then go ahead and stick around and I will catch you on the other side of the intro. So I think when a lot of people picture cloth diapers and just their cloth diapering schema or their perception of cloth diapers, they envision like a black and white image and their grandma in the 1950s in her apron and her polka dotted dress and her little kitten heels and her I don't know, her hair is either in a beehive or like in some finger waves or something like that. I think the finger waves might be like the 20s. But anyway, you know, these kitten glasses frames, these cat eyes, and these pins, and it's just like super cumbersome and super taxing to cloth diaper. But that is not what cloth diapers are today. They are super modernized and they are perfect for a family or for moms that want to save the environment and they're looking for a more economical and earth conscious option for diapering their baby. Now, we've been cloth diapering consistently for about 2 months, and I say that because we started cloth diapering in December of 2018 with our first pack of cloth diapers that we got from Amazon, but they only came, it was a pack of 7, and I had microfiber inserts, and I'll get more into that a little bit later. But they were a pack of 7, and they had microfiber inserts, and that means that lasted me about a day and a half, maybe 2 days. And I was looking to cloth diaper 97% of the time. And that's what I do now. Now I have a stash of maybe 15 diapers, maybe even 20 diapers, and that lasts me about 4 days. Now, sometimes we do use disposables at night, so we haven't completely written off disposables, but I would say for the majority of the time, we are cloth diapering. We cloth diaper at home, we cloth diaper out in public, and sometimes we'll even cloth diaper overnight. And as soon as I get these diapers from Cloud Cloth Diapers, I ordered some all-in-ones, then it's likely that we are going to be 100% cloth diapering, with probably the exception of travel. But I want to get into the different types of cloth diapering, and I may touch on washing just a little bit, but truthfully, I could do a completely separate episode on the wash routine for your cloth diapers. So there are, I would say, maybe 5 major types of cloth diapers, and those would be pockets, pre-folds, all-in-ones, fitteds, and flats. Now, of course, there are other types, but I would say those are probably the most common and kind of the go-tos. Now, pockets, I would recommend if you're just starting out and you really just want to jump right into it. Probably pockets or all-in-ones. So all-in-ones, okay, let me back up a little bit. A cloth diaper is made up of an absorbent material and then some type of waterproof or water-resistant covering or shell. So with an all-in-one, your absorbent material is sewn right into the waterproof lining or waterproof shell. So it's probably the most comparable to a disposable. You put the cloth diaper on the baby, you snap it up, or you Velcro it up, and then you just take it off, wipe and change like you would a disposable. Now with the pocket, you still have that simplicity, but you have to use inserts. And there are several different types of inserts that I'll touch on in just a moment. But with that pocket, there is a space between the waterproof lining and typically a fleece liner, which keeps the baby dry. And in between those two layers, you add some absorbent material inside of there. And that would probably be the second most comparable diaper. Then you have your fitted. Now this is the whole diaper itself is absorbent. So you fold and snap that up on the baby, and then you have to add a pocket or a cover to add that waterproof or that water resistant barrier. Next, you have your flats and your pre-folds. They're very similar in style. The major difference between pre-folds is that there is an absorbent or an added absorbency up the middle of a pre-fold. And with flats, it's just flat absorbent material. And these two, more specifically the flats, are probably what most people are more familiar with when it comes to cloth diapering. And with these, typically you want to use some type of fastener or pins to secure the diaper in place or the cloth in place. However, with like your all-in-ones, your fitteds, and your pockets, they typically come with snaps or Velcro or some type of fastening system as a part of the design. Now, with your flats and your pre-folds, as I mentioned before, you want to cover it with a pocket or with a cover. So you're probably thinking, wait, I thought pockets were what you stuff and you add absorbent materials to it and you can use it that way. That's 100% correct. However, sometimes people do use pockets as a cover, and it just adds a little bit more absorbency, and you can use it as a cover. Now, a cover is what you put on top of your absorbent material if it doesn't already have a waterproof cover or lining or material, anything like that. So your covers are completely made out of PUL polyurethane, and their only purpose is to contain moisture or to act as that waterproof, water resistant barrier. Now, along with cloth diapering, you can add cloth wipes up in the mix. I use cloth wipes probably like 50% of the time, primarily because we have we have cloth wipes from our baby shower, and they're starting to dry out a year later, and our wipes are finally starting to dry out. So we do use those from time to time. However, we do use cloth wipes, and along with that, we have our own homemade cloth wipe solution. Now, again, like I say this in just about all of my videos, all of my podcasts, every blog post, cloth diapering is what you make it. If you are looking at a cloth diaper and you want to use cloth wipes and you want to use cloth wipe solution, you don't have to do everything homemade. You don't have to buy everything brand new or buy it used. You simply do what's best for you. We use cloth diapers that are a combination of used, we call them pre-loved. We do a combination of pre-loved diapers as well as new diapers just because we're still trying out new brands and trying out new materials. And that's the same with our cloth wipe solution and our cloth diapers. Well, I haven't purchased any cloth wipe solution from anybody. I just made my own, and I made it from a little bit of water, coconut oil, and baby shampoo. Some people, they like to add essential oil, witch hazel, and that's completely fine. Again, it's what's best for you, what's best for baby, all that kind of stuff. For my cloth wipes, I went to a thrift store. I found I'm not even entirely sure what this material is. I want to say it's like terry cloth, but if I'm keeping it real, I'm not even 100% sure what terry cloth is. But I feel like it's terry cloth. And I just cut it up probably into some 8x8 squares. And, I put that in a wipe dispenser, and I put my cloth wipe solution in a little spray bottle. I picked that up from Walmart. It was $1. And I put all of that into my diaper bag, and we were good to go. Oh, let me mention, you're going to want a wet bag. And a wet bag is very similar to a cloth diaper cover in that has this, printed material on the outside, but the lining is made up of that polyurethane lining, and it is waterproof, water resistant, so that your diaper doesn't leak when you're out and about. So if you're cloth diapering out and about, you definitely want to make sure that you have a wet bag. And a lot of companies will do matching diaper wet bag prints. I think it's super cute. So I guess along with storing while you're out, when you're at home, you want to store dry. A lot of the new diapers you want to store dry. And I made the mistake of trying to store wet in the beginning. Like, I would add water to my diaper pail, and that was a hot mess express. So based off of my experience, I would say you want to store your diapers dry. You can put them in just a plastic bin from Dollar General, or what I use now is just the mesh lining of a hamper that I got from Target. I was no longer using my hamper, but the hamper bag, the mesh bag that sits inside of it, was still in really, really good condition. So I said, let me just go ahead and use this. And I hang it up on the back of my bathroom door, and it's super perfect. It's mesh, or it's not really mesh, it's net to be more specific. And it allows that airflow so it doesn't get super duper stinky. Now, I am kind of getting some stank off of the diapers, so I need to figure out what to do to neutralize the odor, but it's not too bad. And if you wash frequently, every 3 or 4 days or so, then that can help cut down on the stink as well. So we just did a quick overview of cloth diapers themselves, and we went over pockets, all-in-ones, fitteds, pre-folds, and flats. Next, I want to talk about inserts. Oh my goodness, I love inserts. And I also did a YouTube video on this. And I also did a YouTube video on the beginner's guide to cloth diapering. But I left out some important information. But you learn and you do better. So, cloth diaper inserts. I'm in love with hemp. I did a blog post about how much I love hemp. And I love hemp because it is probably the most absorbent cloth diaper insert out there. Now, of course, you can do combinations of different inserts to get awesome absorbency, but standalone, I would say hemp. And after hemp, I would say bamboo would be right up there with hemp. It absorbs amazingly. And a lot of times you won't get 100% hemp or 100% bamboo. A lot of times it's a cotton blend. But, I mean, it's a miracle. It's amazing what this stuff can absorb. Next would be a flour sack towel. You can pick that up from Walmart or Dollar General, or, Amazon if you don't leave the house, like myself. But anyway, flour sack towels are great, and they are pretty similar to flats. So you fold those up in many different styles. You pin them up, or you can pad fold them and add them to your pockets or to your covers. And they make for hella awesome absorbency. Next, let me see. What else do we use? I'm forgetting something. I know I am. Don't you hate when you have like a brain fart and it won't come to you? Shucks. Well, lastly, there is microfiber, and microfiber probably works best for a newborn or for a kid that doesn't wet as much, but my son is not a newborn, and super lately he's been super pissy, so microfiber is not the business. We use microfiber as like a doubler, and a doubler basically just means to double up on absorbency. So you would add that with a hemp insert or a bamboo insert, or maybe even 2 microfiber inserts. But microfiber is prone to compression leaks because it absorbs a lot quickly. It doesn't, like, the liquid and moisture doesn't get all woven up in the fibers and stuff. So it is very prone to compression, and it's probably not a good overnight option because baby is in one position for a long period of time. So I definitely would not recommend microfibers for older kids or heavy wetters standing alone. They definitely should be doubled up and paired up with another absorbent material. So that's pretty much all I have on cloth diapering. Truthfully, I could talk about this all day long, and I would love to talk about it all day long. So just let me know what kind of stuff y'all want to hear on the next podcast. And if you are catching this on iTunes, make sure that you give this a 5-star rating and leave a quick review if you have a second or two. I would definitely appreciate that. That makes it easier for other people to find the Jae Mommma podcast. So I would definitely appreciate you showing love in that way. And then just telling your friends and your folks and your homies all about the podcast, because I am just trying to change the narrative on motherhood. Just one video, one podcast, one blog post at a time. And I can't wait to spend more time with you on the next episode of the Jae Mommma podcast, name pending.